Hello everyone, this is Team 16.1. My name is Ahmed Al Saadi and my two teammates Ethan Cunningham and Ethan Fagan. We are doing the DoBot video for ME435. In the past 5 weeks, we have been working on the DoBot Magician for our lab. In the first week of the lab, we learned about the DoBot kinematics, how we move and use the tools connected to the DoBot. For the second and third weeks labs, we learned about the communication protocol with the vision guided systems. And in the last 2 weeks, we have been working on our flow for the project puzzle we will be discussing later in this presentation. For the first lab, we have been introduced to the DoBot and how we connected to the DoBot Vision Studio, where we utilize some of the functions that we will discuss maybe in this lab and other labs. Also, we utilize some tools like the gripper and the suction cup, as you can see on the right picture. And by the end of the lab, we succeed to automate the process that the DoBot take the blocks from the conveyor based on a signal received by the IR sensor that you will see a video about in the next slide. So as you can see in the video, the DoBot take the blocks using the suction cup and put it away from the conveyor. And after taking the block away from the sensor, the conveyor starts moving, and as it reaches to the sensor, the DoBot take the next blocks and move it away from the conveyor, and it goes continuously.
Next week in Lab 2, we had 3 main tasks. For the first task, it was for image acquisition. This is where we captured and saved an image with the camera. We would then use that saved image for later tasks. Like in task 2, we then processed images with the camera. And in this task, we would then use that saved image from task 1 to create a template for a specific picture or object for the camera to match it in feature matching. And in that task, we also learned how to use point-to-point measurement to determine how far away different objects are relative to one another. And in task 3, that was vision-guided robotics, where we used color extraction, image morphing, and the blob command to pick up certain colors of foam blocks. The color extraction would pick out the color, the image morphing would isolate the colored blocks. The blob command would obtain the image coordinates from the camera, which we then used a calibration code block to convert the image coordinates to the robot coordinates for it to pick up the colored red block, which I'll show in the next slide. In this lab, we also learned how to calibrate the DoBot with the pen tip, which we used for the project. This is a video of task 3 for lab 2, where we extract different colored blocks. Here we're doing the red blocks, and see that the camera is picking out the red blocks from the yellow, the blue, and the green, and putting them to a designated spot.
The third lab, our objective was to understand basic robot control and learn basic image processing techniques and create vision-guided automated systems. For example 1, we set up a sending and receiving between 2 DoBots for our flowchart. We utilized a breadboard in between these two in order to actually link together the inputs and outputs. The sending signal picked up the block, placed it for the other DoBot to pick up, and then sent its signal. The receiving DoBot stood by until it received the signal and then moved the block to a desired location. For our second activity, we developed 2 flows with the first one creating a fast match for a rectangle and for a rectangle box. To achieve our goal for this part of the activity, we created 2 templates, as mentioned, for the rectangle and box. In our second flow, we took a second image and we read the angles of each of both the rectangle and the box and utilized code in order to match the angles together and sort the box and rectangle together. As you will see in the following slide, there will be a video of this process which I will walk you through. As seen in this video, the DoBot receives an image from the IM sensor, reads the box, reads the other rectangle, and matches the angles together. It then picks up the box and puts it into its designated location.
And for task 1 of the project, which is sending all of the same colored letters to the receiving team, is shown here. This is our plan, our code plan, and we are combining the techniques we learned from Lab 2 and 3. From Lab 2, we learned the color extraction technique, which you can see on the left there of the code. And then from Lab 3, we're going to use the sending signal to the receiving team, indicating to the other team that we have moved one of the letters into their areas where they can pick it up.
So for task 1, or the sending task, we identify the letter and then move it to the receiving area for the other 2 bots. As you can see in the video, we put our letter into a receiving area that the other 2 bot goes. However, in the video we didn't catch the light goes off, but in fact it went off. However, it was too fast for our recording to catch.
And for task 2 of the project, which was receiving the same colored letters and designating which ones we wanted and putting them in the right puzzle slot, is shown here. This combines techniques from Lab 2 and 3, like the sending, but the Lab 2 techniques we used were the feature matching. We used the feature matching to designate which letter we received from the other team. If it was one we wanted, we would then go through the rest of the code. If it wasn't, we would throw it away. And from Lab 3, we used the angle matching with, as you can see, with the shell modules, and we used the technique of receiving the signal from the other team. Something interesting about our code is the branch 5 that you can see. That has 3 different branches, and that was for the 3 different letters that we wanted. So it feature matched. If it was a letter we wanted, then it would go through the branch to see which letter that was to put it in the correct slot. And if it wasn't any letter we wanted, we would throw it away using the BET40 branch.
To help better understand the tasks discussed in the previous slide, I will walk you through a video of what we have done. To begin, the DoBot receives a signal from the opposing DoBot and picks up the corresponding letter. The camera then takes a photo and reads to see if the desired letter is present. In our case, the letter C, the desired letter, is present, so our DoBot picks it up, angles it appropriately to match the puzzle, and places it into the puzzle. We designed our program to run continuously so that we can fully spell out an entire word and complete our whole puzzle. As seen in the video, the DoBot proceeds to pick up another letter, letter A, and angle it appropriately so that we can get the desired result. Not seen in this video is the following letter, letter R, which completes the puzzle.
Over the past 5 weeks, we completed 3 labs, which gave us techniques in DoBot Vision Studio to complete the project which you saw. We ran into many challenges, learned a lot, had fun when it worked, and we want to express our thanks to the TAs and professors' help over the past 5 weeks and the semester.